Hello guys, welcome back to the Matrix of Life channel, and this evening another interesting matrix. Lately I got a request to make a matrix video for donation. One of you contacted me and wanted me to make such reading. You actually feel free to contact me if you want to get reading on one on another matrix, reading on one on another person, or if you want to donate to this channel and me to make some specific videos. And I really loved this request because this request wasn't selfish. A person asked me to make a matrix of a person whom I considering my hero, or just a hero, or my personal hero. So there was a request, and of course those of you who following me for quite long period of time, like 6 months, year maybe, at Instagram or other social media like WordPress, you definitely know my family story and my story with the sky and planes and everything. That brother of my grandma, he was very prominent pilot during Second World War, and he survived it. And I was raised in this atmosphere of playing with planes, of learning like fairy tales, but it wasn't fairy tales, it was real life stories of the best Soviet pilots. And this evening I will be analyzing an amazing matrix, matrix of a really divinely protected person. And through his matrix I want to show you what real divine protection means, on which energies in matrix giving you this divine protection, which energies in plus, of course, because if they in minus, then no benefit. So here we go. My decision was simple, because I'm so tired, and I wanna cry when a lot of young people come into this channel to videos about Jungkook and Harry Styles and all the other pop stars, pop idols, and not only pop, whatsoever call them, and you start commenting this or that. Jungkook divinely protected, Harry Styles divinely protected and spiritual. I really wanna cry, because to comment this, to give such powerful comments that this or that person divinely protected, you should understand the meaning of divine protection. And this protection always manifested with confirmations. It comes with confirmations in 3D, in real world, okay? And which confirmations I will be giving you in this video, believe me, no Jungkook, no Harry Styles, they never even ever stand close to such amazing things I gonna share with you today in this video. They never even were staying close. So about which divine protection we're talking, guys? Think about it, please. Because nowadays, a lot of misinformation, a lot of misguidance, and it referred to twin flames as well. It referred to divine protection. Don't mix things, please. We all have guardian angel. All of us have a guardian angel who's supposed to take care of us. But divine protection granted not to many people, and I don't think that divine will be sparing the time and forces on some clone who's jumping in a ballerina suit, jumping around or goofing around by taking nude to cover shots for his albums. Just imagine yourself at the top being divine. Why the hell you need to send them some protection? For what? For the sake of which higher good you need to protect these idiots? Forgive me, please, and your patriotic towards the egregor's feelings, I understand. Some of us have this lesson when we're young and beautiful, falling into somebody else egregor. They protected by whom, I believe? In best case by the guardian angel, and worst case by these lower frequency entities to whom they are paying their tax by issuing this ugly, stupid videos which manipulated on humans' passions and stupidity. And instead of lifting you up and make you more spiritual, they making you to think that you one of their future something. Instead of seeing a real connection between real cause and reason connection, making you serve the egregor like in a very blind way, and believing in stupid shit, putting your life on hold, on pause, and dreaming about them, and giving your mental power to their entities, low frequency entities they are serving, being on stage with they sort of creativity. They're talented, they're creative, no arguing, but the way how they expressing this, here I may argue on lyrics, I may argue on clips, what they are showing to the world, what they promoting with this show, you know. And number one singer, try to guess number one singer I will be analyzing the Matrix. I mean my favorite one of my favorites, and whose Matrix I really truly wanna analyze and share with you, and to show that real talent, real voice, real talent doesn't need entities, doesn't need these clown stupid actions of jumping in ballerina suit, wearing skirts, and pretending, portraying this everything as being heroic action of upfront of some social movement. These all lower entities who trying to make you to fight for some stupid things. Just be who you are, and believe me, other people will accept it. You don't need to fight for this that much, and in such ridiculous manner. Anyway, it's enough about these people who, in my eyes, they so far from this divine protection. You will see, because these things, they uncomparable. What I gonna share with you today, this evening, and this entire analysis, matrix, biography, energies, we're gonna go step by step on biography of this wonderful person. So, who is this person? That was pilot ace of former USSR, third in the row hero after Kozydup and Pokryshkin. This might be more in press, more in different historical channels. Kozydup, Pokryshkin. I hope you heard them. I don't know, maybe I'm dinosaur from another century, but I truly hope you heard these wonderful pilots about them. You at least learn at school. I don't know. Guys, let me know at least which pilot. I don't know how school program now in different countries. At least do you know a prominent pilots of your country? Please share their biographies. Let's honor these people. In a way, in the comments at least. Share please from your country's experience. Do you know your famous pilots? Your bravest people of your country? Share, that will be really interesting, and I might discover and like the idea of analyzing matrix of one of them. So that's invitation for you guys. And now let's reveal his name finally. His name is Nikolai Gulayev. Nikolai Gulayev. He was born on 26th of February 1918. Yeah, 26th of February. You see this date of birth. So I calculated his everything. I ran matrix calculation on him. I ran primary elements calculation on him. And even primary element says that, oh, that's a match. Remember from primary elements, my primary element is fire, and my mission is earth mission. Third element is earth in my chart. And in this present chart, Nikolai Gulayev, first element earth, so I definitely love him, and his mission is fire, so it clicks with my elements. His second element was air, no wonder he was a pilot, you know, and fourth element was air as well, and he felt so free in the air. So Nikolai Gulayev, what's so special? Before we even start to explain these energies and how they play it, guys, I want to introduce you to the history, to his unusual history and biography, what had happened, how happened, and later I will explain under influence of which energies, matrix energies, he was so amazingly lucky. People called him bewitched. He was so successful in his career, and he was, you know, like invincible. You know, he was invincible, really, truly. And you will see the real meaning of divine protection. Okay, so his career started, he wanted to be a locksmith as his father, and no wonder. You take a look at his energy number 20 on your money channel. If you have this energy on your money channel, definitely when you will be choosing profession, for some of you it's recommended to follow the footsteps in your family. There are some dynasties, as dynasty of teachers, dynasty of doctors. As my mom, she have chosen profession of a teacher, as my grandmother's mother, she was teacher as well, and she was a principal. So my mom have chosen to follow her. But here's a catch: if you want to become more successful than your ancestors in this, because this energy given for you to become even more successful in what your ancestors were doing to achieve new heights. If you're not achieving them, and my mom wasn't after principal's chair, then matrix will play its cards in a way that you will need to change your profession. And my mom became an ecologist, and that was very new to our family. That was so new to our family. No one else in our family yet was ecologist. I couldn't recall, you know, I can look back at our family history, no ecologist. So, and same happened to Nikolai Gulayev. Following footsteps of his father, he wasn't that much inspired working at the factory, but at the factory there was an air club for air sport, and he joined this air club. I was writing about air clubs in my big post on my grandfather from my grandmother's side, like her brother. How it called in the right terms? Okay, forgive me my English. When I was googling, I put it right in the right way in my blog, so you can go and check it there. It was in September 2020 I posted this post. So here we go, guys. And he again, not feeling that he can become better in this than his father, whose footprints he have chosen to follow, chosen profession. He decided in a way like, okay, and he is choosing to become a pilot. A sky. Remember this successful pilots I mentioned having the matrices, this energy, because this is energy connection with the sky, instant connection, instant click with the sky. Anyway, So he's choosing this. He's going for study, for training. The war starting back then, and his first, even his first combat flight happened in a very unexpected, very strange manner under amazing circumstances. So 3rd of August 1942, his first battle happened, and his matrix visit card energy number 8. At visit card number 3 to number 8, you will get energy number 11. And about energy number 11, I spoke previously, and I spoke in my blog one more time about people who have this energy or who living under the matrix transits of this energy, okay? And here we go. One more interesting fact I calculated: when he stepped on this in 1938, he decided to join Air Club, being 20 years old, and he was under influence of energies 2, 11, and 13. His matrix transits were 2, 11, and 13 intuitively, and he intuitively is number 2, intuitively discovering his talent, choosing. And again, number 13, new life cycle started by discovering his true talent. He discovered his true talent being under the influence of this matrix transits 2, 11, and 13 intuitively. He is discovering his hidden talent, okay? So, and he got his first award and his first battle 3rd of August, and again in visit card we have an energy number 11, and August number 8 together with his guardian angel position number 2, we have in good luck energy number 10. That was his lucky month, okay? Here we go. So his first flight, his first combat flight happened. He shot down enemy's plane Henkel 111 without the help of searchlights. Why it happened? When attack on his airfield, when they detected some enemy's planes, he was ordered by commander to stay at airfield, not taking off, because he was young. He never was to the battle, and they sent only experienced pilots to deal with this mess up there. And he never was in a battle, and they said, no, you're not going, you're not allowed to take off. And if you have seen this beautiful movie Only Old Men Go to the Battle, there was a similar situation with one soldier, and I truly believe that the director of this movie got inspiration from Nikolai Gulayev when he was writing this scene for the movie, okay, of this entire. If you go and check this movie with English subtitles, this is just my wow movie for this time of the year. Like for some of you, for Christmas, you watching this movies like Home Alone we all love to watch, me too, I should admit it. But when it's about month of May here, I am always watching this movie, Only Old Men Going to the Battle, or Only Aces Going to the Battle. Different translation, go check it. There's so much, like so emotional and just amazing movie. Especially if you need to work on your energy number 11. Okay, so here we go. He was ordered to stay, but mechanic, a person who was responsible for state of planes, who was checking planes before flight, I believe it's mechanic, called mechanical. Oh, let me see what Google gonna say. Okay, mechanic, yeah. So he said him, you're gonna sit here just like a girl, and you telling this to a man with number 4 in his character? You pulling his leg, you're really pulling his leg, challenging him, saying, everyone flight, take off, and you're gonna sit here like, not being authorized for this flight. What he was doing, he's jumping on a plane and taking off without wingman, without cover, without this. In fact, he should be, in his first flight, he should be somebody else wingman on this mission. But all alone, he's taking off out there in the sky. He's meeting this Henkel 111, and he's taking it down. And this happened without the help of searchlights, in total darkness. Just imagine in total darkness there in the sky, not only to detect this plane, and technologies were not that advanced as nowadays we have for fighters. Take off, and it's like blindly detect with third eye. And at third eye, what made him so lucky in detecting enemy's crafts? Look at this. His crown chakra energies 8 to 10. 8 on a body position, 2 on energy body, not physical, just our energetic, call it aura, and 10 in general. 10. Good luck energy. Crown chakra. Remember, my connected to the sky. Instant connection. Confirmed by another combination of energies. This instant connection to we get in many analyzing metrics. If you have any channeling abilities or any other talents, we got in few confirmations. Just seeing number 20 here and telling that you're gonna become this or that, not enough, never enough. So, and his third eye chakra, my wonderful energy of being clairvoyant. But here's the thing. It is in a body position. It is in a body position, I mean like physical. Here. Third eye chakra. Energy of being clairvoyant. What it gives, you can predict future with this energy in this position. You can foresee events. You can play cards, but what you can, intuitively, you can take right decision about everything in 3D. Which sofa to choose, which safer way to go, to cut, to like you intuitively choosing if there traffic jam or not, you feeling it, you sensing this, you don't need navigator even. You intuitively choosing the safest way to go, the safest road, the safest time, if food poisoned or not. This everything you can feel with your guts. This is gut feeling, but this is not about predicting things. This is about finding the optimal solutions, the most optimal solutions which gonna lead you to success, to victory, to survival, to whatsoever. This at the body. So this is like guard, intuitive guard of your physical body. It makes you very intuitive in matters of self-preservation. It makes you best survival. And here energy number 8, karmic justice energy. Oh, one of the most delicious in the matrix. And here we got energy number 10 again at 2 chakras. Here he's lucky. Here he is lucky as well. Just imagine 2 10s here and there. And one more 10 in his ancestral line. And in worst script, this is man who very happy with daily routine, like squirrel in the wheel. daily come home, lay on sofa, eat, go to work, and nothing is changing, while women trying to show their ambition there and achieve something, or trying to push men to achieve something, some hates. But in plus, this man, not that much trying to achieve something, but he's doing what he loves to do, and naturally he's achieving everything. This is sort of relax and let it in, without this working hard, because here women were suppressing men to work hard to achieve. No, you relax, you enjoy doing what you're doing, and this hates high positions come into in your hands, they naturally come in. So again, number 10 energy here, healed, because an ancestral, remember, it always comes in minus. Healed, bingo. Bingo. The next one, so that was his first flight, when he took down enemies plane without the help of searchlights. Try to repeat this. Just imagine this, just unbelievable to imagine, like you're flying and you're without searchlights, and you're not supported, you don't have wingman, all alone. He made it all alone and in darkness. Just imagine how much light was given to this person, because it might end in a very dramatic way by him being shot and dead, and and for his misbehavior and this breaking a plane of without permission to take off. He might go to tribunal and be executed after this action of his, foolish action of his. But remember, in his first soul contract, 22nd energy of total freedom. Energy of freedom, set yourself free and set others free. Set yourself free and set the other people free. What actually he was doing by serving in army, he was helping to set other people free, peaceful people who didn't want these occupants to come and dictate them their future and language they need to speak, and this everything bullshit they were trying to implement to other nations. So you see this, right? That's number 1. Number 2 occasion happened on 14th. Please, sorry. Before we go to number 2, his first star he got 3rd of August. We already confirmed this. He was 24 years old back then, and his matrix transit energies was energy number 12. Energy of victim in minus, but in plus it's energy of serving many people with his gifts. Remember, his planetary energy, just like mine, energy number 12, serving other people, many people. We're talking about large amount of people who need help of this person. Large amount of people. This not about 10 or 5 or 1, how other people used to help. This we're talking about huge amount of people. And energy number 12, saving people's life, helping a big amount of people. Energy of star, energy 17, promotion, career. And again, energy number 11, unboxing his talent. And he proved his talent by this night flight, taking off in total darkness, without searchlights, without wingman, without anything. His first battle, very first battle. Because a majority of people, even if you watch this movie, even experienced pilots, they had this fear to go to the battle. Even experienced pilots were facing this. And this young one, he never was out there. No one was next to him there as a wingman. Or no one else was there to lead him, to guide him, to keep him as his wingman. He did it. He made it all alone. Just imagine this. Which Superman, which Flash, or any imaginary hero. I really wish that some artists stopped by, some really talented artists stopped by my video and got inspired by the character of this person, and maybe draw a comics about his life, about his achievements, about his bravery. I would be really truly happy, because he deserves, if mystery person like Superman and all other shit, they all over comics, they all over TV. Why this guy not? Why this guy not? I truly believe that some of artists, I don't know which year, but during this video someone might get inspired to draw his life story, his battle history, and there will be many more funny and interesting details from his biography to share, not only his bravery here. 14th of May 1943, here, Grushka Airfield, or airport, call it. Back then it was airfield, not a port, because port not military, yeah, airfield. So alone he take off to the air, and he was fighting alone versus 3 bombers, Ju-87. And these 3 bombers, they were covered by 4 fighters, Mi-109. Alone, he alone versus 7 planes. Alone, 1 person versus 7, 3 of which bombers, covered by 4 fighters, experienced pilots. He on his flight taking off, he's taking down first bomber, then he's taking down second bomber, plane which was carrying bombs. He's going after third one. It's like, you know, analogy, elusive, being this elusive, taking down one, taking down another, going after third, and here is boom, he is out of ammo. He realizing that, my God, I am out of ammo, and he is going into the air ram. Just imagine that he's Yak 1, he's going to this air ram, he is taking down third bomber, but he after performing this maneuver on his plane, I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional, because these memories of my childhood as well. So many times, you know, the stories they were told in our family different about these air battles, and I'm getting really emotional. So here we go. Like he's going in tailspin. Just imagine, tailspin. But just few, like when it was just very short distance to the earth, a very small distance to the ground, he managed to get control over his plane, close to the ground, being very close, and he landed it at their territory, at Soviet army territory, not at the enemy territory. Just imagine, just being that close. They were thinking that he gonna be dead, and when his comrades ran there to his plane, they were pulling him out of his cabin, because they in a rush, because they really thought he was badly injured and in very bad condition. Because to survive this, just imagine, to survive this, this is just unbelievable. Which Superman? No, forget about this super effects or whatsoever, graphical. Which Superman? No, this one is real Superman to me. And they thought that he was injured, badly injured. but not a scratch. Not a scratch. Guys, he took down all three bombers, leaving these 4 fighters like dummies out there with nothing to cover. They didn't make it. And he landed at their territory, Soviet army territory. He managed to land his plane going out of tailspin. Just try to imagine this. I don't know. I have feelings that maybe only pilots will understand me and catch on what I'm talking about. But that was unbelievable. Try to repeat, sort of. Try to repeat this. 1 against 7. 1 against 7. Just imagine the bravery of this man. And now for a moment, just assume, do you see Harry Styles taking off 1 versus 7 or Jungkook? You truly believe these clowns gonna protect you? So you worshiping them so much, giving so much to the dark entities which covering for them. You giving your energies, you feeding your energies to these entities. And you truly believe that in time of need, and believe me, there is karma. There is karmic payback, and there will be karmic payback for Great Britain as well one day. And this day is on horizon, in this century, I'm sure 100%. There will be karmic feedback on this country. And you truly think Harry Styles gonna take a plane, not tank, not all people called to pilot something, or tank or whatsoever, and go 1 versus 7? I bet he will be hiding somewhere in the deepest hole on earth. He may be secretly digging already. And you giving your precious energy, because when you're useful, and most of their fans, they're very useful, you're giving your energy of use to their egregor, supported not by divine, but supported by, I have suspect, but okay, in order not to disappoint you, because I understand this is a sensitive topic about entities and everything, you just given, let's say, just to the egregor, not a divine, neutral one. Take a look on what you invest in your energies here. And this man, he was working miracles like 1 against 7. And this is, remember, our favorite energy number 11. Remember my video about energy number 11 in my blog about energy number 11. These people given incredible powers and being very brave. Energy number 4 in character, and energy number 13. But about energy number 13 later. 13 here as a wingman to energy number 4, so keep this in mind. I will be calling some energies like wingman energy in Matrix. So just imagine this battle. That was... But this is not the end of it. As soon as he returned, as soon as they take him out, he returned. He changed in a plane. He just come back from hell, walking at the edge between life and death. Just imagine, tailspin. He just come back alive by miracle. Any let's say normal in our minds, lazy minds, because we used to comfortable life with peaceful life, almost no wars in majority of our countries, we used to this lazy, and coming back from hell, returning back from hell, he's just changing plane, because that was needed repairment after tailspin and this landing. He changed in plane and taken off again to the battle. I bet you would need to cope with PTSD. You coming back and inhale and where's vodka, selotka, whatsoever, water at least, you know, and leave me alone, please. I just come back from nightmares. But he's just changing. He changing freaking plane and taking off again. He just come back from paths of death. Death had his grip on him, but he managed to return successfully, and he's returning again there. Are you insane, man? Sort of like, and in sky position, energy of death. Death is his best friend. All sort of transformation. Oh, stop at this later, but for what I love energy number 13, I have this in my chart as well. You know, death is your best friend, guys. With energy number 13, definitely those people who have strong 13 energy, you know what I'm talking about. So here we go. So he's taking off again to the battle and taking over another planes. Now let's go to July 1943. They claimed this month as the most productive month of his, when he was unstoppable, like the Sia song, Unstoppable. Yeah, he was unstoppable during July 1943. July, energy number 7, together with his guardian angel energy number 2, together we got energy number 9, energy of a wise man. Energy of a wise man. And his comrades tell him during this period of time he just consumed incredible amount of books on piloting, on air battles, or whatever was possible to get. He was reading at nights, he was reading at his free time. Whenever he got, he was absorbing an enormous amount of knowledge back then. And that was very fruitful with events of July 1943. What had happened? What had happened in July 1943? We'll give you a few examples. 4 fighters under his lead attacked a large group, 100 enemies planes. 4 against 100. Just imagine this. This is sort of armada. Yeah, armade. Armade or armada. I hope you got this. Just imagine 100 planes. My God. And 4 fighters against 100. Normal people would say like, wait, are you insane? You're not even 10, you're not 20, you 4, and you taking off, are you insane? But they got there, under his lead, they took down 4 bombers from this armada and 2 fighters, so 4 of them take down 4 and 2, 6 planes, and entire group under his lead back then come back to airfield safely. So he and his wingmans, like he had one definitely and another one leader and wingman, just 4 of them. 2 leaders under his lead, let's say, because he was given commands how to maneuver and everything. They taken from this large group when they might be simply like killed easily, because 100 of planes, you can just clench them and do whatever you want to do to them, having so many enemies planes in the sky. Anyway, they coming back to airfield safely, safe and sound under his lead. Same day, at the beginning of July, same day, they taking off again to the air, and performing another combat and taking down 16 more planes. Just imagine this. That was really truly insane. That's why people with energy number 11, remember, they are able to do unbelievable things. And his energy in karmic tale, it's always in minus, but his was in plus, and I'm gonna prove you with next examples, which we're gonna discuss. Okay, here we go. One more confirmation, by the way. Remember a video at my channel I gave you which psychic abilities you have, and I made calculation on algorithm for him, and he got same number here, number 8. This is connection to the entities of light, to the angels, very strong connection, even clairvoyant energy, and to win so many battles, to take down so many planes without being at this level. Remember, I explained this location of this energy, without being so intuitive, so clairvoyant, in terms of 3D, right here, right now, current moment. We're not talking about future, because for future you need to have this energy here on this level, at energy level, or at general level. You need to be to see far in future, but in present time, you know, he was seeing really nice and was picking up on the best algorithm of actions at the current moment. And again, supported by energy of flow right here, right now, energy number 10. So here, being so effective. Remember, I told you about energy number 11. For Kojidup, to take down amount of planes he needed to perform 330 flights and take part in 120 battles, and all of them there was almost difference wasn't that big in planes they take down. Pokrishkin needed 650 flights, and he took part in 156 air battles. But Nikolai needed only 290 flights and 69 battles to take down. It's like 2 times less than Kojidup. 2 times less. And remember this example with the people with energy number 11. You're able to accomplish in 4 hours what may take other people days or 8 hours in best case. Remember, I told you so. And this is very bright illustration to this energy number 11 in his case. Very bright. And remember this, they given whatever talents. If you remember this numerological reading, I always cross-examine any case by matrix, by primary elements, and by numerology or some other tools. As well, I got confirmation from signs and symbols on him as well. I don't know, maybe I will make another post just on signs and symbols, analyzing his picture with the plane, that he was under divine protection. There I have seen clear signs that he was under divine protection. So here, just unbelievable energy number 11. Remember, able to accomplish what other people takes years and hours, and he able in short period of time to achieve what others needed to spend years, months, weeks, and hours, and many more hours. So here we go. The next thing here, he's another ARM. He performed 2 during his lifetime. Happened on 9th of July 1943, as far as I remember. Yeah, 1943, 9th of July. And incompatibility matrix on this day, there were energies 17 and 9. Remember, 17 his second soul contract, and energy number 9 is on earthly plane of his first soul contract. Always significant, and the same as numbers 9 in his dates, in his biography. I'm finding this as well. So energy of a star, and happen again, second ARM. And this time he needed to leave his plane by parachute because plane didn't make it. So July was very productive because it was under energy number 9. He was fulfilling his Earth mission by being this really experienced, really wise fighter. And majority, because 9, they are loners. They doing most of the work alone. Without trusting people, but with trusting themselves, because deepest minuses of 9 when they even not believe in themselves. But here we got confident guy, we got pluses of this energy, plus we got wisdom, because remember this book's story, his comrades shared that he was consuming enormous amount of literature. Again, months later, he was retrained for a new fighter called Aira Cobra. And in first flight on a new plane, he took down a bomber. And 2 days later, another bomb carrier, Ju-88, he took down. Here's another interesting detail goes. List of his victories wasn't typical for most frontline aviation pilots, whose list of victories consisted mainly from enemy fighters. But here in his biography, so often I mention one bomber, second bomber, third bomber, bomb carrier, big planes, you know, this like my grandmom was telling me this horror stories about how they were hearing these bombers approaching the city. She was back then in Taganrog, and that was really horrible stories. I'm telling you. And he was taking down these bombers who were bombing peaceful people like my grandma. A kid, she was a kid when war happened. She was just a kid. And she was so horrified. And whenever such big, cruel, rude machine, plane full of bombs approaching the city, there was Nikolai taking these assholes down. And saving lives of innocent kids, of women, and many more other people. Serving the highest good. So he served this energy number 12 so well. And energy number 15. Energy number 15 cares only about their glory, their pride, their victories, how they look in the eyes of others. And there was so-called free hunt. Most of pilots who got more victories, more planes take down, like Kozhedub and Paprishkin, they were on free hunt in the sky, especially searching for targets. Nikolai never was on, like, very rare, but from his biography, if you start learning it, reading it, like, he never was in so-called free hunt mode, which make possible to increase the score of aircraft victories. He never was on free hunt. He was always there in the sky, covering someone else's back, protecting either big cities from bombers, either troops on land. Most of his operation combats, air combats, dedicated to covering for troops, for earth troops, or covering for crossings, covering for very important railway junctions, and so on. He was always there protecting, not on free hunt. Because free hunt, that's ego. That's very selfish. You hunting someone to raise your score. And this way he managed to pull energies of his karmic tail in a plus and survive. And about energy number 8, we approaching to this. I will be mentioning as well how it played in his matrix. So energy number 15 and energy number 12, I believe once in my pick a card reading I mentioned already an example, because I have this energy planetary number 12 and I have a friend with a planetary energy number 15, let's say. And the difference here, when my ex-fiancé wanted to congratulate me on passing successfully exams on driving license from first time and without bribes, which in our society this is like mission quite impossible. I hope now it's better, but back then in 2013 it was really difficult from the first time pass all these exams on driving. And he decided, to spoil me. And he said, baby, I want to buy you a car. And I was driving during my lessons, I was driving Skoda. And he was about to buy me some sort of Skoda car for me to drive. And I said him, sweetheart, we don't need extra cars. You have yours, and my all needs covered. I don't need this. I just was getting this license to be like this co-pilot, because we often go somewhere on hang out with friends and so on, and I'm the only one person who is not drinking, because I'm from early age in spiritual practices, and I want to maintain this barrier between me and dark entities at high level, and all these details. I don't want any intoxications to my body. So it was very smart of me having this license and to be able to drive us home safe and sound when he was drinking, for example. But I don't need this to go to my work. He was picking me up and I was very comfortable with this. And he was about to give this to me. And we shared stories with this friend who's planetary number 15. And she said, what? He wanted to buy you Skoda. This is so miserable. Hey, you needed to ask him for Audi or maybe some, she named the car Mercedes, what she liked. And she had the argument with her boyfriend. He was as well buying her a car, and she fucked his brain for him to buy. They had the really great quarrel argument, because he wanted to buy her some just average car, like middle class, but she wanted some sort of BMW or something like crazy. She saw that she's a queen and she deserves this. And she looked at me like, are you insane? You stupid idiot. I was in her eyes like, you say no, he wanted to buy you a car, you can have this, like you can sell it, can have money, because what they care about, their own profit. And freehand taking down enemies' planes, they were rewarded, during Second World War, they were financially rewarded. And here we approaching the energy number 8. Again, a lot of people who study history and his comrades as well, they feedback. They think that his victories and the number of planes he really took down, it's all diminished. Underestimated, because very often taking down one or another plane he was prescribing a victory to one of his wingmans when they were flying in a group. So here we go. One of his former colleagues said, let me read this. Colonel Georgy Madlitsky, a former staff officer of the 10th Air Defense Army, he noted that Nikolai had the highest authority, although he did not like to talk about his military exploits. This is energy number 15 in plus, not bragging, and energy number 17 in plus, just being a calm professional. Just being this calm professional. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. And next one, on the one hand, he was a very demanding and tough officer who could not stand idlers and slow snails in army. This energy number 11, remember, and not this already not always in plus. I will explain later why. Of course, there were some minuses as well in his behavior. I will be bringing light to this. On the other hand, he treated people with great attention, trying in every way to help them to improve living conditions and service. And this is 12 and 8 energies in pluses. And he generously recorded many of his victories on the wingman, helping them to receive orders and money. Soviet pilots were paid for each shot down enemy aircraft. So he was generous. In pluses of energy number 8, he was generous, and he was just helping, well, you can do this, but I can, for me, 4 or 2, for example, he taking down 4 and he is giving 2 to his wingman, sort of, or 1, he's giving 1 to his wingman to help him financially, to help his family financially as well. That was a common practice. And he was very generous in this. He wasn't after this glory and credits, and he was about helping people who truly, really, were trying their best in the battle, in whom he sees the potential. Because energy number 11, first step, they are unlocking their own talents. Next step, they helping people around to discover their talents, to helping to awake these talents within them. So here we go with this wonderful story. And his style, another important point on his style of the battle, some prominent pilots, fighters, they were sort of even sharing, writing books or guides, writing guides, setting up knowledge in a scheme. But his style in the battle, people called, those who study in history, they called it romanticism. They compared this to romanticism so much. He lived in a flow that if you try to describe his behavior during the battle, his decision-making process, and put it in a scheme and give it to another pilot, it will not work. So much intuitive he was behaving in the battle, and so much successful he was. So they even called his style sort of romanticism and no style, because he was in a flow. And when you live in a flow, everything is changing, so many variables changing, but you always intuitively picking up the right reaction. And this is just amazing feeling of living in a flow. I don't know how to describe to you. I had experience at some points of my life when I live in a flow, and so many variables, they changing, but you always picking up on the best outcome for yourself. And this is just amazing. So according to energy number 8, he was generous. He was taking care of other people, unlock their talents as well. He was sharing. Sharing is caring. he was sharing with other people. And 15, it wasn't about pride. He was like, okay, 1 star less, 1 star more, like who cares, like. So he was sharing with other people, helping them to grow professionally as well, to conquer this ladder of in army whatsoever, promotion. And here we got very interesting observation. When you compare Ivan Kozedup and Gulayev, he took down more twin-engine aircraft than anyone else during Second World War. For example, Kozedup shot down only 5 such planes, but Gulayev, he had more than 10. Just imagine. In less battles and less number, his efficiency coefficient of his efficiency was 0.8 versus to Kozedup coefficient 0.5. And there was a famous German pilot. Let me tell you the name, please, because I'm not that experienced in memorizing. You know, the surname's a bit difficult for me to pronounce. It's Russian for you, maybe. So there was famous German Erich Hartmanns. Yeah, Erich Hartmanns, and his coefficient was 0.4. So just imagine this inhuman abilities, and this number says in this calculation, numerological, whatever you need to serve other people, whatever spiritual or non-spiritual gift you need, by angels and spirit guides, it will be granted to you. This energy number 8. And being clairvoyant, that's why his style of battle, because Kozedup, as far as I remember, I take a look at his matters, there was some 5 energies, very like methodological fighter, very like by instruction. This one was purely intuitive and much more efficient, much more efficient than logic. To true clairvoyant, logic always losing. Logic always will be losing its game. Remember this, guys. But if you're not true clairvoyant, if you had not such strong inner feeling guts as this person, then of course if you pretend to be, you're gonna lose 2% who have strong iron logic. Of course you will be losing this battle, because only true clairvoyant can win this over in whatever battlefield. Okay, so here we go, guys. It's like to put on Nostradamus and Vanga. I can bet millions of dollars that Vanga will be winning. She will be nailing it. Okay, Nostradamus, like, oh. Anyway, he was smart. He was smart. Really, really smart. We can learn from him as well. Anyway, now we gonna talk about, when he retrained and changed his plane to Air Cobra. And that already I noticed that list of his victories wasn't typical. He was always covering someone's back, not on free hunt. And free hunt, this is minuses of 15th energy when they hunt for glory, for pride, for ego, like for revenge as well. Because energy number 15, this is revenge and anger energies here. But he was there to serve other people, to cover someone else's operation back, protect some peaceful people. He wasn't on a free hunt. Now we're talking that, okay, beginning of 1944. beginning of 1944 year, he and 6 fighters, 7 of them taken off, and versus 27 bombers covered by 8 fighters. And the outcome, they taken down 11 enemy planes in 4 minutes. Now just try to set your alarm clock for 4 minutes. Try to set it for 4 minutes. In 4 minutes of the battle, first 4 minutes, they taking down 11 enemy planes. He alone, from these 11, he alone taking down 5 of them, and rest of them 6, 1 for each fighter, 1 for each wingman. But he alone, what his wingmen were trying to accomplish in these 4 minutes, 1 by 1, 1 versus 1 sort of fighting, he in 4 minutes taking down 5. Just imagine these maneuvers he needed to perform there for this short period of time to be able alone take down 5. Superman sucks, I think. I truly, really think that Superman sucks. But this guy deserves his own comic book for his heroic action to live in centuries, to be memorized. And because this story, I find this story is so inspirational, because Superman is a creation of your fantasy, creation of your mind, of fantasy. But this guy, he was real. And reading stories like this about real guy, guys, just imagine how many people gonna believe in themselves in a good way, believe in their talents, and say themselves that if he was able to take down 5 enemies crafts in 5 minutes, so why cannot I, in this peaceful time, for example, to draw 5 large paintings, amazing paintings, and so on. I find this so much inspirational. Okay, 13th of May 1944, another interesting story happened in terms of matrix energies. He shot down 4 enemy aircrafts in 1 day. But during this battle, he was seriously wounded in his right arm. He lost a lot of blood, but concentrating all his willpower, being injured, heavily injured, he managed to bring the fighter back to his airfield, landed on its spot, and only after this he blacked out. Lucky, yeah, willpower and human power, I call this. This is 11. Just imagine, on edge. These people, they operate on edge with such energies, especially in energy 13 and 11. They sort of, they very well functioning in conditions of stress, on edge, in very extreme situations. These people behave like very sharp, cold-minded, very focused, and their survivals. Energy number 11 along with the energy number 13, it makes you a survivor, guys. No matter what, even if you love comfortable life, no matter what, throw you somewhere, you gonna make it. You gonna make it. So he made it. Now let's take a look why this happened to him, this heavy injury. Before, he didn't even have a scratch. So what's happened? What's happened? Here another minuses of energy number 11. happen. Of course, yeah, we paying for our minuses as well as we using benefits of our pluses. He was very how they described, he was very demanding to people. He didn't like, as I already described, he didn't like lazy asses and very slow people under his command in army. He didn't like it, and his expectations from people were high because he was able, like this Samson, he was able to do things which other people not able to do, normal people. So he had these high expectations and high demand to his pilots whom he was leading, and there were a few mistakes. Once he took on mission, formed a crew of 6 of them were flying, and half of the group he took unexperienced pilots who never were in the battle, and that was sort of reckless. 3 of them, they were unexperienced. And he expected, if he was an experienced and on his own risk and fear, he took a plane, he take off, and in this total darkness, he took down on his very first flight, he took down enemy's craft. He, of course, he expected this same sort of heroism from these guys. But remember, we not, we all very different, and that's a problem, especially when we're searching for soulmate, and especially for me. Because I'm this strong person, with fever, will be sitting there making videos, and until I can't move, I will be doing something. Still, I will be doing something. I will be trying to do something. This, of course, minuses of love and energy. I should turn on lazy mode more often, but because I'm doing this myself, like having high fever, I'm cleaning my room in my apartment, I'm doing laundry, I'm going to drugstore to buy medicine for myself alone, performing all these tasks, I expecting from my match, from my soulmate, to be even stronger than I am. And when you get in some ridiculous, I want to say a right word, a ridiculous stuffed animal, we call here it chuchelo in Russian, chuchelo. Google Translate says this stuffed animal, but in Russian it's chuchelo. As your partner, who laying down having fever and telling, I'm dying, and all this, and or you get in another one who wearing skirts and considering this as heroic action. This makes me very mad, truly. This makes me very mad. And of course, what were we talking about? Like, if I can do this, why you can't? And very difficult to find a match. And he was so demanding, and he risked it. And from these guys whom he took, no one come back from the battle. Unfortunately, he put on stake their lives. Of course, karmic seeds, they returned very fast with his heavy injury, but he recovered, guys. He recovered, and anyway, because he had more of good karmic seeds. He was fulfilling all his soul contracts. He was taken to this, he managed to vibrate more on pluses of his energies than on minuses, because sometimes we went down to minuses of our energies. But he managed to pass these tests. That's why his life was saved, even though this heavy injury he had. But he kept flying after this. He recovered, and fast speed recovery with energy number 11 happen often to people. So here we go, explained, right? What had happened, how karma coming back. And that's why I'm telling that there will be karma for all the beautiful countries who, giving us a lot of tons of misinformation, because sometimes in my newsfeed here it's like I'm looking at videos called sort of Russian leader of Russian opposition, Navalny, something this, and I'm getting this facepalm energy, like, how can you ever call him opposition leader if he is your puppet, sort of? Which opposition leader? To me, like, person, he didn't exist because he offended one of the veterans who was during Second World War protecting his future, creating peace for country, fighting there, giving their blood, giving their lives with no back thoughts. He offended this person. He called this person in public, this is recorded in Russian, he calls this puppet, brainless. In his channel he called this veteran puppet, brainless, stupid, something, and he accused this veteran in licking asses of current something rulers or something. And this is so low for a leader to offend very old person who was out there sacrificing their life. In my eyes, this is very low, like such person does not deserve to be called a leader. In my eyes, word leader, this is so low. And at his channel, this is not news, you can go his YouTube channel, discover. If you speak Russian, you can discover this video. But anyway, I don't want to go into politics. But for you to understand, there will be consequences for this sort of information and propaganda and everything. There will be, of course, and when they will hit, consequences will hit these countries, I will be out there making videos on analyzing karma of this or that. Again, guys, please don't understand me in the wrong way. I am not taking positions. I'm not taking sides here. I'm trying to view situation from the higher perspective. I'm not here like for propaganda or take sides. I'm just telling you that each action has consequences, and everything what's going on in his life, being poisoned, being injured, sorry, fair and square, especially his poisoning. I analyzed Matrix, and Matrix showed it was fair and square. Anyway, karma can hit all of us. Karma hit this wonderful guy who's my hero, because no one is saint, and this I'm trying you to show at this channel. No one is saint. Me? No, I'm so far from being saint person. No, I have my talents, I'm working on them. I'm trying to help people. I'm doing my best. I'm trying to become a better person. But am I saint? No. The same, he wasn't saint. He was sometimes making wrong decisions. He was setting his expectations too high from other people, pushing them. And remember this energy number 11 in Steve Jobs Matrix, and how demanding he was towards his workers. So here's the same vibe. He was very demanding to his pilots in his group. He was very demanding. And this, of course, when you too much demanding, you expect same heroic actions from these people as you performing on a daily basis, because you have all the powers, you have support of angels, but other people might not, whom you send into the battle, they might have here not energy number 8, they might have 7. That's why they killed, but you send them, sort of, you picked them for this task, instead of telling, okay, we taken only 1 unexperienced, rest wait, oh, we taken only 2, but 3 was so much. Even someone in his group said to him, are you insane, taking 3 who never smell on same reason he was restrained by elderly and pushed at his very first star battle. He was pushed to stay there at airfield, but he violated this order. And he expected, like, I wanted to go in the battle so much. You know, we want other people behave with us as we behave with other people sometimes, at times. In a way, we want them to behave with us. He wanted to go into the battle. He wanted to be there. He was impassioned to prove himself. Because here, yeah, a lot of ambitions are energy number 17, second soul contract for society. He promised to become professional in whatever he will be doing, and for his ancestors, he promised to become a star, to bring glory to their family. He promised to his ancestors for giving him body. He promised to bring glory. And he couldn't wait to prove himself in an earth. He wanted to be permitted. And when he was taking them into the battle, in his eyes, he was seeing this through karmic prism, that he's given them a chance to prove themselves. But please remember, we're all different. Not some people have fear energies, and a lot of fear energies. And they're like, and they're easily killed in a battle. Because, you know, fear attracts death. Fear feeds these entities who bring in death on their wings, remember. So, guys, please keep this in mind. But in his eyes, how he saw this, he was giving them chance to raise their star, to light their star. When he was leading them to death, because again, not all people that intuitive, not all people that powerful as he was, not all people so talented. He was so damn talented, but he expected from them same courage, same behaviors, same ambitions, same talents. He was expecting this, and he was truly thinking that he's given them a chance when he was sending them to death. And someone with fear energy, a man elderly whom took years and years to overcome the fears, they thinking, oh, I was so afraid to go into my first battle. Every time I prayed, so they not call me, and let him sit more. We will not taking him. That's how his his elderly, who ordered him to sit there at airfield, not take off, the way how they might be thinking. So you should understand this you should have vision from both sides, and that's actually energy number 8 as well. This is plus of energy number 8, being able to view object from very different sides, okay? To be able to move this object and look at the other side. So, guys, here we go. Very talented, incredibly talented person. And you understand now why he was injured, why he ended up this way. Few more lines. Now, 2 minuses. Let's talk more about minuses since I touched this topic. The date of his death I also analyzed, and his death was caused, anyway, he lived 68 years. This means he fulfilled all 3 soul contracts, and he got only 6 years extra. Why so? Because anyway, he was a fighter. He was killing some people out there, okay, taking down enemies' planes. He was killing some people. Thanks to his command decisions, some people died, as these young pilots who never went to the battle before. Of course, this had impact on longevity of his life. Of course it made. So, for his situation, he lived quite enough. He can live longer. He successfully fulfilled all his contracts, mainly like 70%, 80%, you know, he succeeded in this. But there was a breach in contract under number 17. Why? Forgotten. Not that cherished as Kozydup, as Pokrishkin, not that prominent. and even in Soviet propaganda. Why this happened? Oh, this happened because of his energy number 8, and energy number 8 always trying, you know, to involve, to jump into the battle for what they think is fair or what they think is not fair. It's very difficult to restrain yourself from taking sides, and this is actually what energy number 8 should do in plus, like keep yourself away from taking sides. Try to stay neutral, try to understand this side and that side, okay, but don't take any. Understand that what's going on, it's meant to be. And especially if you have such powerful energies in your matrix. But what had happened? What had happened? When he was in Moscow, they wanted to grant him education in university or academy for pilots, to give him opportunity. And they wanted to give him a third award, which both Kozydup and Pokryshkin had. So he might stand next to them in a row, you know, be same significant and prominent, be same star. But what had happened? Being in Moscow already, he decided to go to a restaurant and to just celebrate this event, that this award was very close. He decided to celebrate this. And there, when he came, restaurant in Moscow was so crowded, and he asked waiters that, can you please manage a seat for me? Because I want to eat normally, some maybe delicious dishes, treat myself, I don't know. Wanted to be there to celebrate. And waiter said, no, sorry, there is like no room for a cat even, so crowded, I'm so sorry. But here was a catch. When he was standing there, he heard some Romanian soldiers chatting. And you know the story of Romania. First they were with Hitler. When they see that Hitler is losing, they changed sides. They took sides of Russia, United States, and all this entire alliance who fight Hitler, Great Kingdom as well. They just shifted sides. And he had this outburst, because energy number 4, this is temper, you know, this is a person with a temper. He had this outburst, like he said to this waiter, look, you have places for these traitors, for these worms, and you don't have a place for a hero of the war who saved so many lives and people and risked his life daily. You have for these traitors, for these Judas people, you have places for them, but you can't find place for me who is here. And I understand his anger. Of course I understand his anger and this outburst. This was so much not fair. Like, oh my god. Like, oh my god. But these Romanian guys, they heard this and they started a fight. And there was a fight, and it appeared that these Romanian soldiers, they were a part of delegation which went to Stalin and somewhere high. So this story, of course, reached Stalin, and Stalin said, okay, let him go to academy, but we not rewarding him with this reward which he well deserved. So Stalin just, he didn't want to have international conflict, and he put Nikolai's award back, telling, okay, academy, let go, let it be, we're not gonna arrest him or accuse him in anything, because he's really a diamond in our army. But I can't risk it because this is international relationship. I can't risk it, so we're not giving him this award. I don't want fuss around this. I don't want extra attention around his person. So Stalin decided this way, calling back this award from him, well-deserved award in context of energy number 17. But energy number 8, this outburst and anger, because energy number 15, this is anger. anger as well, being envious about other people and the status. And here we can talk about the restaurant. Well, yeah, so in this particular case he didn't manage to pass test. Please always be attentive about your matrix tests. You need to recognize them and pass them. For him, if he would turn his back and say, okay, you don't have place for me, okay, I come tomorrow, for example, bye-bye. Take this very bad pill, but he would be awarded, and he would be at the same level as Kozydup and Pokrishkin, and same famous and same appreciated. But instead, after this academy, they sent him somewhere to the north, at the border of Norway, somewhere in shithole to serve. But he never complained about this. Anyway, here we get in this clear situation when he was not able to pass a test. He was not able. And at times he was so reckless. There was one story when they were about to celebrate another victory of his. They had alcohol and everything, but they don't have snacks. Yes, snacks. They don't have snacks. And he said, okay guys, no problem, we have money. He jumped on his plane, take off and fly to the nearest village. And there was a woman with a little farm, and she had pigs there. She had pigs, a lot of. And he traded one pig from her, like, we need to celebrate victory, we need some snacks, like barbecue or something. He took this pig. They had no rope there, because, you know, he put this pig in a pilot's cabin alone with himself. This pig freaked out. This is for you to describe how reckless he was. This pig freaked out. This pig was so nervous, of course, like in the sky, taking off to the sky. A lot of people nowadays still nervous whenever normal plane taking off. And this is like very small one, fighter plane with very small cabin and pig in it. And he had this pig on his knee. And he needed to pilot a plane. And just imagine, pig going crazy on his knee, and he's piloting during this. Just imagine this. And they were laughing later that zero of enemy planes, zero enemies were able to take you down. You always were surviving, but this pig flight almost killed him. I mean, like, it was so dangerous, he barely managed to be in control of his plane, transporting this pig to his comrades. Just imagine. I was piloting a small plane, very small, tiny like this. Can say it was fighters. It more like, you know, here at our airfield, local one, it's more like they using this on farming to spray something over wheat and everything, some minerals or some against insects. This type of plane I was training, I was piloting. This was amazing. But just can you imagine on your knee sitting pig, which is freak out, which is making noises, which is just getting crazy, and you need to pilot this. And he managed, but he said that was the most dangerous flight with this pig on board. That was the most dangerous flight ever. And this is reckless energy, very reckless, and this is energy, goofy energy as well. 22nd and 13. He was risking his life so much, like for what? For snacks? For snacks for his team to celebrate? He was risking his own life, like, they could do it, they could sort it out maybe later, maybe in different ways, they could, but to risk his own life just because. This is goofy, and of course this minuses. What I'm about that no one is perfect. Okay, all of us have own minuses here. And very important to understand this. So that was it. And just imagine how it would if he didn't manage to cope with a plane, if he wasn't able to maintain control over plane because of this pig. They might crash together with pig on board. And just imagine this story is ridiculous, like for really for some comic book, that the most famous fighter, the most talented one, died just because of pig on a board, taking pig as a snack. That was like craziest story, you know, like fairy tale. Pig on a board. And I want to finish. I will be finishing because my battery almost already so out. I will be finishing with the pluses of energy number 13 and how he wrote in a newspaper. Let me quote you his words. Okay, what he wrote. Also, you have won thorough battles. Do not think that you have already achieved perfection. Although you have won thorough battles, do not think that you have already achieved perfection. That you become a first-class fighter pilot. While you are sitting and self-confidently counting your victories, which actually number 15 will always do, the enemy will overtake you. He will find something new that you missed out of arrogance, and in the next duel will catch you on a cunning maneuver. That's what he wrote and published in wallpaper, like newspapers were for the military units. That were his words. And this is energy number 13, and energy number 9 being wise. 13, always trying something new. Energy number 13, they never stop learning. Never ever, they're always trying something new. If you want to renew something in your organization, corporation, firm, invite people with strong 13 energies, because wherever they come in, they bring in huge changes. They bring in either change of powers, as he brought to his division. They bring in innovations. He was even the first one to try some new model of playing. They always love to try new. And they 13 along with 9, they fast learners, they quick learners. They very quick learners. They catch up like so quickly on new knowledge here. So guys, I wanted to finish this long analysis with this wonderful words of his, which related to energy number 13. And I hope I will pull it together in a text and post it my WordPress blog, so you will have look at his pictures of this pilot. You will have look maybe more detailed look and battle history, and so on. You will be able to Google it yourself. I truly hope you enjoyed my long analysis. I gave so many to this, you know. I'm unstoppable, and it's about my favorite thing as Matrix, for example, and this character. I loved his character so much with Firing Mission, you know. I truly enjoyed this video. I hope you too. Let's stay connected in the comments. Let me know what you liked the most from this story, what you learned from this story, okay? Which conclusions, which example you like. Have you heard of this pilot to know just give me your feedback. I will be really happy to read your comments. What do you think of this guy? What do you like about him? Because we should honor his memory. I think he deserves attention and time much more than BTS, Jungkook, Taylor Swift, whatsoever celebrity. I feel like needed to give credit to one of the people who was out there creating this peaceful sky. Even though we haven't this war conflict in Ukraine, but at least in my city, I have peaceful sky over my head, for what I'm very grateful. And if not such guys like him, unstoppable, unbelievable, who were inspiring other people to be looking at them, inspiring other fighters, other people to be better version of themselves, trying to maybe overtake his records and his achievements. I don't know, I truly don't know where we were right now, in which slavery, which colony maybe. So this is a heritage, this is my hero. This is my hero. So let's honor his memory, guys. I hope you enjoyed this story. Okay, wish you all the best and let's stay connected in the comments. See you in my next videos. Bye bye.